There's Andrea Balzen with the Tyrrell 08, a sister car to Patrick Depaille's 1978 Monaco Grand Prix winner. But back with the leaders and getting very, very close, having a real good look now. Bouncing over the curb, Mike Wrigley in pursuit of Richard Eyre. Two very different cars these. The Williams FW08, a ground effect type car. The Tyrrell, a flat bottom car. And this is one of the earlier cars, of course, 88, the 175 ensign. But back into the hairpin they come, and it's here, of course, where under braking, if he's really tidy and really neat, which he wasn't that time, Mike Wrigley can potentially have a go. It's close again under braking for 180, and Wrigley's really got the bit between his teeth in the Tyrrell. But it's through these quicker corners where the ground effect Williams works better, and in the tight twisty ones where the Tyrrell can make up the ground again. Under the bridge, down into the chicane they come, and this time Wrigley's really close. He's up over the curves, having a look to the outside, which gives him the inside line for the last corner. Has to duck back under the wing though. The Williams cocks a front wheel over the curve. You can see how stiff that car is, and a huge great slide behind them for Steve Hartley in the Arrows A6. He's really enjoying himself this afternoon. Fourth is the Arrows A4 of Dave Carrascus. Fifth is Mike Watley, the championship leader in the Ensign M175. Then this battle for sixth between the Minardi and the Ensign of Dave Abbott. Carrascus enjoying this season, doing very, very well in the mid part of it. And there, down the inside comes Dave Abbott. Can he squeeze through? He does. Hitchens capitulated there on the way in, and much better to just let your rival go through in that situation. They're not in the same class in the championship, so it doesn't matter that much. Carrascus round 180 with the red ensign looking menacing in his mirrors. Air coming down through that long sweeping bend. Can't quite shake off the Tyrrell. It's only 4 or 5 lengths behind, but certainly in the slower parts of the track, as we've said, Mike Wrigley eats into that advantage, and he's right back with Air into the chicane. This time it's a big determined look, only has to brake really hard to avoid the rear tyres. Last thing you want to do is snag your front wing on that. And another big slide for Steve Hartley. Hartley, leader of Class D in the championship, the flat bottom class. There's Carrascus. Again, a little hop over the chicane. And the ex-Gijs van Lennep ensign leads the ex-Tiffany Dell car there. This is Balzen again. Hoves into view, but they're the leaders. They're minding their own business, getting on with their big race for victory. Eyre and Wrigley. Here comes the ensign, and another determined attack into that corner for Dave Abbott, and he's made it stick. He's got past Mike Watley, and of course Watley does not want to compromise his position. He knows that Freddie Kumschik, his championship rival, is out of the race, and thus all he has to do is finish to secure this title. Nice action there for Mike Wrigley, the Derbyshire man in his Tyrrell. Stalwart of the series, as is Richard Eyre. And into the pits comes Tony Smith, and that sounds like a suspected gearbox failure on that distinctive dart-shaped Williams 06. Back at the chicane, Eyre with a couple of lengths more advantage this time through, but surely Wrigley hasn't given up. He wants to get a really quick exit, and he's got it. Another superb oversteery slide for the third place man, but there's Eyre, chased all the way by Mike Wrigley. This has been an absorbing battle. Down into the Adelaide hairpin. What can this man Mike Wrigley do about the leader, Richard Eyre. Richard Eyre, former British Sports 2000 champion. Been competing in the series for several seasons. But it's been a couple of years since he's won one, and he's really determined. Steve Hartley really going well. He's leading that Class D in the championship and can clinch it with second in the class to Wrigley in this race, so he won't be too worried about chasing them. Just be thrilled to bits with his position in the SNE Racing prepared Arrows A6. Here they are then in the chicane. Looks like he's done pretty much enough, but again a determined effort from Mike Wrigley. It's going to go all the way to the wire, that's for sure, with these two experienced campaigners. There's Kinnew in the ex-Nigel Mansell Lotus, being pursued by another very famous Lotus, the ex-Gunnar Nielsen 77 of the Luxembourger Nico Bindels. Wrigley certainly hasn't given up the chase. He's been racing for many years, Formula Ford racing in the early 1970s. Oh, and there's a big problem there for Steve Hitchens. He's dropped the Minardi coming out of the last corner. He's backed it into the pit wall, knocked the wing off, and inflicted a fair amount of damage to that. That's causing problems. Lots of yellow flags warning the drivers to move out. Kinnew, his teammate, goes round, and Bindles too. The wing in the middle of the track is causing an element of danger. Back with the leaders, and this could be the last chance that Wrigley has into the hairpin, but he's not quite close enough. Richard Eyre is just driving beautifully. A very, very neat, controlled race. Goes up into the Nürburgring corner. Right, left, flick, flack. Up into 180. He's got the advantage coming out of it. And the Williams 08 streaking away. Riding the curbs beautifully. Cyril not quite as forgiving in some of the quick corners. Doesn't have anything like the downforce. Into the chicane, another big charge from Wrigley, but it's not enough. And there's the checkered flag, and it greets Richard Eyre, who's not won one of these races for a long time. It'll be a memorable debut for him at Magny Cours, still with all sorts of flags fluttering to warn of the stricken Minardi. There's the third and fourth place drivers, Steve Hartley and Dave Carrascus, filing round on the Tour d'Honneur. But the day belongs to Richard Eyre. There's two cars that struck trouble early on. Alistair Morrison's Tyrrell 012, which was struck by the march of Nick May. But into Parc Fermé they come. Lots of applause from their teams. And there's the results of this sixth round. First Richard Eyre, second Mike Wrigley, third Steve Hartley wrapping up Class D in the championship, fourth Dave Carrascus, fifth Dave Abbott, and sixth, winning the championship, Mike Whatley with his sixth victory in as many races.
I realised that Freddie had gone off, so I thought, well, third overall's okay, so that's what I went for. There's no way of catching these two, they just pulled away. But I had a good time.
It was a decent result. We thought we had the lead at one stage, or a chance of it, but which is fairly hard and he's fairly wily, so could only get alongside one, two occasions, and that was it. At the end of the day, second was still good enough, and the class win.
Yeah, had a good time, yeah. It's the right result, isn't it? That's what we all come for. As one person's very happy, 29 people not so happy.
And here's the jubilant Mike Whatley, winner of Class B, once again, unbeaten this season, but no champagne to celebrate. Quel dommage.
No, it's the one country in the world you'd expect it, but we don't seem to get it. But we'll get some tonight, don't worry.
But what happened to poor old Freddie Kumschick?
Clutch is gone, that's it. It's not as bad. We will have a nice party tonight, until the morning, here on the track.
So congratulations to Mike Whatley, he's wrapped the title up a round early. Freddie Kumschick wins Class C in the championship, and third place Steve Hartley is confirmed as Class D champion.
Congratulations to Mike Watley. Next time we're off the coast of Portugal and the sweeping circuit of Estoril.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts.